beautiful tempo to that swing, and this is going to wind up squarely in the fairway.
What's he need to watch out for here, Frank?
Those two front bunkers, Rich, the one that protects the left and the right. More often than not, you want to pitch the ball on the front of this green. They are the two to be concerned about.
That's got to be disappointing. Good lie in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker. Boy, that needed to hit the flagstick. It nearly went in the hole, but instead, it runs out quite a ways. Got it there, but not quite on target. So he'll run that in for his bogey. It's a 5 here at the first.
Back to the second hole here at Bay Hill, Frank, long par 3.
And that green slopes so much from right to left, so you can actually use the contours of the green here.
And he might have been trying to land that over the flag and spin it back, but that just carried much too far. Now a delicate little chip here for his second.
Chip shots, you've got to be so precise. You see all the contours of the green. And, well, just needed a few more feet out of that one.
Yeah, that's a good putt. He avoids the back-to-back bogeys to start. It's a par here at number 2.
Now to the par 4 third, picturesque and difficult hole, Frank.
It might be picturesque, but it's certainly not for the faint of heart. This is going to take your best swing.
Water all down the left side.
Nothing to fault there, safely in the fairway. Yeah, that's a good drive right there. Played the bend in that fairway perfectly, and more importantly, kept it out of that lake. Second shot straight ahead, and we go to Iona Stephen.
It's right around 117 yards to the front portion of the green, 136 all the way to the hole, pin just on. And that wind is herring from left to right, so you need to factor that in as you start this ball.
And a good iron shot, just not quite as close as what we'd all want to finish, but still.
Just want to maneuver this one close, down the slope for birdie. Oh, yes. Very impressive right there. And that goes down for a birdie.
Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo back at the fourth hole. It's par 5, the first one on the golf course, and Frank, a really good scoring opportunity.
Certainly is. 2 bunkers down the left. Just want to keep it inside that. If you flare it a little right, there's a hazard that just sneaks up on you.
Yeah, that will get a little bit of run. That will be just fine. Now a second from well over 300 yards. This will be about positioning.
Frank, tricky little third shot here at the par 5 fourth.
Especially if you don't have a full number, because there's just that little mound in the middle of the green. If you get on the wrong side of that, instantly you can be 30, 40 feet away. So check where the flag is. Is it front? Is it back? And then try and land it in that section. Well, the ball is on the green. That's about all I can say with that. With a short wedge in hand, you'd expect that certainly be much closer than that.
He might like this one. He might really like it. Oh, hello there. Never mind leaving the approach short when you can do that. What a putt there, and it is in for a birdie.
Frank, at the fourth, we pulled the hammer out. Here, maybe it's a scalpel?
Well, it just depends. A little trailing breeze. A drive is not always a bad play here. 367 yards to the front. There's a little kick forward. So, wind behind your back, almost worth a go.
A little over 80 yards here as he gets set for his second.
It's a good shot, but does leave that little uphill putt, so that one will be slow.
Let's bring in Notah Begay III for a look at birdie.
Yeah, really not a whole lot in this. Maybe just started around the left edge, but it's fairly flat all the way.
Not a problem. That's in for birdie, and that score moves to 2 under par.
Frank, the par 5 6 looks like an enormous carry over the water. What if you're not one of the bigger hitters?
Well, then you've really got to aim at those two bunkers, right in between them on the right side, Rich. Becomes very much a plotter hole because even the layup becomes important. This par 5, you've then got to attack it with a wedge.
Everything flowing really well right now. Coming off 3 birdies in a row. Here's another solid tee shot as well.
This par 5 green is well protected. That's 2 good shots, but that bunker's there for a reason. Now, with some nifty sand play, we're looking at 4.
Yeah, big explosion. Got it to stop quickly, and that will be a birdie opportunity coming up.
Yes, that is how you pay off a great bunker shot. That's in for a birdie. Moving on now, Frank, we're at the par 3 7th hole. What's the challenge here?
Really, the high ball hitters have an advantage here. Just try and carry it in the middle of the green.
And that's going to be too strong. It is into one of the 2 back bunkers around this 7th green.
Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Line may have been a little more sunken in than we had thought, but all in all, not a bad shot out of the bunker. Yeah, good putt. Give him a Sandy for his efforts there as he escapes that green side bunker and comes away with a par.
Getting ready to tee off now at the 8th, and Frank, this hole has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, even though it's a pretty hole, Rich, it's a fairway you must hit because that second shot here is one of the toughest on the golf course.
This one's starting a hair right. It all looks so simple when you're going good, doesn't it? And that is yet another solid drive. Wind coming from his right as he gets set for his second. Uh-oh, that might not be enough. And this ball not quite gonna be a GIR, it'll come to rest on the fringe. Just 5 feet left. Yeah, good concentration there. That's a distance where a putt could get away, but that, in for a par. It's a consistent theme here at Bay Hill, if you can carry it 300 yards.
Bay Hill always favours the longer hitter.
And this, a tee shot that fits the eye, and that'll be just fine. Down to Iona, this for birdie.
Well, they often say it's the toughest putt in golf. There's not a lot to it. I think you can take dead aim.
Okay, good putt there for his par here at the 9th. And that's going to be a 3 under 33 on this front side. We start the backside at Bay Hill with a par 4, 400-yard dogleg to the right. 2 bunkers through the fairway and 1 on the right. Accuracy off the tee is critical.
So, is actually human. A fairway miss. That one goes into the rough. I wonder what's going to happen next. Oh, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line.
A little further right, a little further up. That would have been close.
This from about 10 feet. That's going to slide by to the left. Good work to get into that position, but couldn't finish it off. Fighting the good fight. Got to keep your head in the game even when it's not going your way. That's a putt for bogey, and he'll go to 2 under par. Once again, water pops up here at Bay Hill. This at the par 4 11th. It's 438 yards. You want to sort of take this one around that lake on the left. But keep in mind, if you're too far right, then those fairway bunkers could become a problem. No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. Now Nota his second from the fairway.
146 yards left to the hole, looking to make up for that drop shot with a birdie here.
Now, that's an excellent shot. Inside that 10 feet circle, little long, little left, but still good.
Yes, a good look at that one all the way in. It's a birdie that pushed that score to 3 under for the round. Teeing it up here on the 12th, 574-yard par 5, Frank.
Another one that's reachable, obviously long and straight. That rough down the right side, though, is normally very thick. Avoid the 2 bunkers, lots of contours and undulations around this green.
He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there. Now, from just under 300 yards, a second from the fairway at the par 5. Well, just a good solid shot right there with that 3-wood, Frank.
It's an aggressive layup, really, trying to force that 3-wood down and get it as close as possible to the green. That's 2 good shots if you can't reach the par 5.
Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck. This now for birdie at 12.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
Ooh, good speed there. That'll leave just a couple of feet. that. So nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it.
Frank, this is an interesting hole. It's a par 4 13th, and it isn't necessarily a driver off the tee. What are the options?
Yeah, you break it down. 250 off the tee leaves 120. There's nothing wrong with playing the hole that way. You get a little over ambitious here and run out of fairway. That second shot over water. Whoa. And that tee shot finds the first cut. But really, with that second shot, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Now this, his second to the par 4 from just off the fairway.
And safely on deck. That's the main thing, but from that distance, really don't want to leave yourself like a knee knocker, like a 4 or 5 footer. So this first putt's going to have to be good.
Yeah, what a stroke there, and a most unexpected birdie.
14th hole, Frank, more than 200 yards, par 3. This is no picnic.
No, it plays a little longer than that too, slightly uphill. You've got to carry the ball onto the front of the screen. It will not run up.
Boy, that one did not want to slow down at all, and it winds up running right through the green. He's been good all day around the greens. This is second. This from 7 feet. Okay, can't take putts that length for granted, but that's in for a par.
Now at the 15th, big dog leg right here. What's the best way to go, Frank?
Really down the left side. It's very tempting to try and hit it across that bunker, but not only do you have to carry the bunker, you've also got to carry those little shrubs down the right side.
Boy, the rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot.
Frank, what are you looking to do with this approach shot here at 15?
Anytime the flag's on the front, Rich, it's basically green light special. When the flag starts to get pushed towards that back area of that green, it starts to get narrower and narrower and narrower. And that's where you've got to be a little careful.
And that will be into the front right bunker, so work to do here at 15. Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Okay, that should be inside of 10 feet, not too bad. Yep, good work not to let that get away, and that's in for a par.
Frank, this is a great hole late in the round. Par 5 and a chance to really make up some ground or extend the lead. I mean, you can make some things happen here.
shortest of the 4 par 5s and reachable for just about everyone. But really, it's the second shot. The better the tee shot, the easier you make that second shot.
And no issues there. Good tee shot in the short grass. Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Not much left here for birdie. Yeah, the good play continues, now to 5 under on the day. Frank, this is a great hole through the years to watch when the pressure is ratcheted up deep into a round. That is all you want at more than 220 yards.
Plays slightly shorter because it's downhill. The bunker's on the left in play. Even the bunker short ride, and of course the water, if you just miss it a bit, that's in play. And the green shapes away from you. This has to be the most difficult par 3 on the golf course.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Now chipping up to the putting surface for this, his second shot. A little short. That'll happen coming through the thicker stuff until you reach the green. But pretty good, all things considered. Boy, nothing seems to faze this guy. He's been rock solid all round long, and he comes away with a par. Well, here it is, the 18th at Bay Hill at Arnie's Place. It's one of the most famous finishing holes on tour. This is where Robert Gomez in the early 1990s holed a 7-iron for an eagle to beat Greg Norman. A lot of drama and a lot of history here at this closing hole. It all looks so simple when you're going good, doesn't it? And that is yet another solid drive. A left to right breeze, something to consider here as he eyes this second shot. Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been.
from about 8 feet.
That's a good putt to save par here at 18. And that will finish off a very solid round, 5 under 67. You know, Frank, you look at that card, 7 circles on there representing 7 birdies. That is some pretty good playing.
Oh, it certainly is, Rich. Fun to watch.
So, for Frank Nobilo, Notah Begay III, Iona Stephen, and a cast of hundreds, I'm Rich Lerner. You've been watching PGA Tour Golf on EA Sports. So long, everyone. Now, from the home of the PGA Tour and the host of its flagship tournament, the Players' Championship, EA Sports welcomes you to the first coast of Florida and TPC Sawgrass. Rich Lerner, pleased to be joined here in the booth by my partner, Frank Nobilo. And Frank, so much talk about when you look at this course as a whole, but what are the must-dos when you play a track like this?
Try and keep the ball in the fairway because Pete Dye, I mean, he did a great job of trying to deceive you off the tee. A lot of the times, you know, you think the trouble's on the right when really it's on the left. It's another one too, stock plenty of golf balls, but home of the PGA Tour and always worth a quick 18 holes.
Well, that is perfect, right down the middle, and what a nice way to get the day started. Walking the course today, let's bring in Notah Begay III.
He's got 141 to the hole, pin in the right front.
That one was running so hot.
Good chance to save par after that beautiful flop shot. Looked in trouble there at one stage.
Cleans that up in the hole. Frank, what do you make of the par 5 second?
Doglegs to the left, so there's a decision to be made here all the time, but a good hooking tee shot, that takes the trees on the left out of play and even the rough on the right. Good tee shot here. I've seen people get home with as little as a 5-iron.
Another very nice tee shot. And he looks awfully comfortable here with these first couple of drives. Oh, that's going to get into one of the two Pete Dye putt bunkers here left of this second green, and that will all depend on the stance.
Okay, a good out, and that's what will remain for birdie. Yep, that's a good putt and a good birdie here at the second to get him to 1 under par.
Frank, a nice mix of holes to start. So here we go with a par 3 at the third.
Very narrow at the front of the screen, and that bunker too, you don't actually see it off the tee, the back left bunker, and it sneaks into that left side. So if that flag is on the left, just be careful.
That ball's going to wind up into that boomerang-shaped bunker in the back left area surrounding this third green. Yeah, that'll do just fine. Had a pretty good run at that, and par should be pretty well within reach.
Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. So much focus here, Frank, on 16, 17, and 18. Number 4 is a hole that gets overlooked, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, the second shot here is more daunting, especially when that flag's on the left. So you really do start looking at that blue stuff, water.
Ah, so tempting to go for it right, but that's a very smart layup. Gonna leave a simple little wedge shot into this fourth green. This is why you practice these shots from under 100 yards. You've bombed your drive. Now it's time for the touch shot. Zip one in there close. Oh, this could be trouble. Nope, that just did not look right from the start, and that ball is into the hazard. Yeah, that'll come up just a bit short, but I'll tell you what, from off the green, that's pretty well judged.
One under on the day. Frank, the golf course toughens up right here at the long par 4 fifth.
Yeah, when you play it off the back tee, 470 yards, it's nearly 320 yards to that last bunker down the left side. That really has to be in the back of your mind. The ideal tee shot, little left to right.
We've already seen some narrow landing areas on these first few holes. Number 5, no different, and that is really a good tee shot there. From the fairway, Nota, this his second.
158 yards left to the hole, sitting in the front left hole location.
And that ball looked very good in the air. Just doesn't quite finish up that near to the flag, but still on the green.
This one measures out to 15 feet.
Safely in there. It's back-to-back pars here at 4 and 5.
Frank, what do you think of the sixth? Pretty short par 4.
It is, but you come out of that sort of corridor and fairway opens up and then it narrows up, bunkers to be around. Very, very few people hit driver here.
And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. Front right hole location as he prepares his second to the par 4.
In golf, you know, you've heard the term mulligan. You'd love that a do-over there, wouldn't you? I mean, that's just, that's very poor from that range.
Yeah, not quite enough pace, but that's pretty good. That, so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Frank, the seventh hole here at the TPC Sawgrass, vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. Anything other than straight confuses the player off the tee. But there's 3 pot bunkers down the right side. Just inside that last little pot bunker on the left of that, it's actually a pretty good line.
Now note his second from the fairway.
157 to the hole. Pin is in the back right corner of this green.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No, no chance. I think he'll be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
I certainly do. It was so good.
Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Frank, 17 here at TPC Sawgrass gets all the attention when you look at the par threes, justifiably so. But number 8 is a daunting challenge in its own right.
It is. Longest of the 4 par threes. Plus, it's just littered with bunkers around the side, the back, and the front. And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Okay, not bad out of the sand, and that's what will remain, trying to grind out a par. 8-foot putt here. Okay, well holed there, all set up by a nice out from the bunker as he'll walk off with a par. Closing out the front side with a par 5, 583-yard ninth. Don't say this too often in this, the era of the long bomber, but this for most is actually a 3-shot par 5. You can get there in 2, but it requires accuracy and 2 enormous shots. Solid, a good drive in the fairway. Now from way back, better than 300 yards, a second to the par 5. I'm not sure he got every bit of that three-wood trying to get home to this par 5 and 2, but still in the ball game for a birdie. Ah, that's a high-quality shot right there. A 5-footer now for birdie. Yep, that's nicely done. It's a birdie here at the 9th. And that's going to make this a 2 under 34 for the front side. Similar to the first hole, the 10th is a relatively short par 4, 424 yards, but it requires accuracy and some strategy. You have to put your ball in the right place. That dog leg left, you have trees on the right, and don't forget about that big bunker on the left-hand side.
This is an absolute stripe show. 8 of 8, that's as good as it comes. That's Hogan of today.
From the fairway nota, this his second.
He's got 109 yards to the front, 119 to the hole, coming off a birdie at the previous hole, looking to go back to back. That was the gap wedge, coming in just a bit too far right, not how he drew it up.
And a good approach shot, just not quite as close as what you'd like, but still solid.
So now this, right around 25 feet for birdie. That is crafty right there. A beautiful putt, and the result is a birdie. Let's go to the 11th now. It's a par 5 and a fun hole, Frank. You can make anything from 3 to 7 here.
And that's why, as the start of the back nine, especially on a Sunday, this becomes such a pivotal hole to start a run. Big body of sand down the left side that sometimes the longer hitters can get close to with the tee shot, but really it's the second shot. If you can reach this par 5 and 2, it's a very narrow green. The layup, well, it's actually an awkward layup, Rich, because you've got to push that ball to the left side, almost like a zigzag approach. That second shot got all the way down by the green, but in the bunker. So we'll have to see what the explosion shot can do from here. Really need a birdie right now.
Not an ideal result there. Hoping to maybe get this close. It is on the green, but not where you want to be.
That one just going to sneak on by. That, so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you'd get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
No issues here. That is into the fairway. The big drive got him here. Now a short one for his second. That's going to scoot a foot or two by. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Hole number 13 here at Sawgrass, tricky 181-yard par 3.
You don't have to hit directly at this flag. When that flag's at the back there, you can use the contours. When it's on the left, once again, you can use the ridge in the middle of the green. Matter of fact, one of the hardest hole locations is when it's in the front right, because that's when you have to be perfect.
Okay, that one's dancing. A birdie opportunity here at 13.
And he's seemingly had no problem with his reads all round long, so this shouldn't be too difficult.
Oh yeah, that one poured right in. A terrific effort there for a birdie here at the par 3. Next up, the treacherous 481-yard par 4 14th. Narrow fairway bunker and a lateral water hazard running along the left side and large, deep grass bunkers down the right. Accuracy is paramount here if you're going to get out of here with a par. He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there. Frank challenging approach shot here at the 14th.
Yeah, there's some subtle mounds in this green. One that comes in on the right, and then another one that starts to come in about 2/3 of the way down on that left side.
Well, Iona's had a good look. Now this for birdie.
Well, for a long putt like this, there's really not a whole lot to it. I think you'll fancy his chances at this one.
Oh, settle. Nope.
That's a shocker there. That may go all the way off the green. Frankie should be pretty good by now. He's been in quite a few bunkers today.
I've lost count, Rich, but well, I guess every now and again you got to give the bunker player a workout.
Oh, that's marvelous right there. Let that club slide right through the sand, and that might very well limit the damage here. Okay, so a good up and down is going to keep that from being worse than it could have been. It's just a bogey. 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass is a 470-yard par 4, dogleg right with a drive through an alley of trees and over water. This tee shot is not for the faint of heart. Yeah, good swing and a good result, as that is safely into the fairway. Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich, there's mounding, there's that little gut out of the right side of this green. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
I think I'll be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
I certainly do. It was so good.
That, so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Frank, I think one of the things that fans love about this gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, each hole has that sort of hold your breath moment. Certainly 17, we know when that ball's in the air, you're holding your breath. Is it wet or dry? 16, same on that second shot. You're holding your breath wondering, where is it? Right in the water or left with a chance for 3?
That's why you don't want to get too sloppy on that tee shot. A lot of people look at 16 because there's a wide fairway and they think just get it down there. But the extra 10 or 15 yards, there's a little ridge down that left side. If you catch that, the ball will kick good 20 yards further forward. 20 yards is 2 clubs. I'd much rather go into 17 with a 4-iron than a 2-iron.
Okay, I'll be pretty happy with that one on the green and 2, but a long ways. Frank, he'll need to refocus immediately because that's not a guarantee. 2 putts from that distance.
Exactly, Rich. No time to celebrate right now. Grind on that first putt. Get it inside that magic circle. At least try and guarantee a birdie.
A 6-footer now for birdie. Ah, yes, well done. It's a birdie to move to 4 under now on the day.
And we are finally here at the famed island hole at TPC Sawgrass. 137 yards, par 3, the 17th hole. Club selection critical, and nerves of steel are required.
This one's looking good.
Well, that is dry, but it is in the top right portion of the putting surface, and this is going to be a very slick putt coming back down to the front of this island green. Yeah, that's a very well played hole, a good tee shot, and it's capped off by the birdie here at 17. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
If there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard. Well, it's a rarity on the PGA Tour, but a perfect 14 for 14 off the tee. This has been a marvelous exhibition.
Frank, it's all about focus and positive imagery, isn't it, here on this approach shot at the 18th?
You have to be precise with your target here. You can't be looking left at the water or mounds on the right. Plus, there's all the mounding on the screen. So, in the end, look at the flag, aim at the flag, go there.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
I think I'll be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
I certainly do. It was so good.
Okay, so that will wind up a par at the last, and that's going to be a round of 67. So that was a good day on the course, Frank. Anytime you can look down at the card and count up 6 birdies, you know you're doing something right.
Especially on this golf course.
Till next time, for our entire cast and crew, I'm Rich Lerner. This has been a presentation of EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. So long, everybody. Now, from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, EA Sports coverage of the world of golf brings us to TPC Boston, here in the Boston suburb of Norton. Hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner. We will check in with Nota Begay III and Iona Stephen as we move along, but I'm pleased, as always, to be joined in the 18th tower by a man who won 15 times around the world, Frank Nobilo. And Frank, looking forward to what should be a fun afternoon of golf.
Yeah, very much so, Rich. When you've waited all morning, those afternoon rounds are a little special, aren't they? I'm really looking, though, for today to see if they come out of the gates nice and quick. That's for sure. I know the finish here is always important, but get out of the gates quick and then see if you can finish the job this afternoon.
We'll get right out to the action here as we head to the tee at the par 4 first. All right, in the fairway. Good chance to get one in close from here. This, his second. Okay, it's not stone dead, but that's not too bad. Just 6 feet left for the birdie. Ah, yes, very well read. To 1 under now for the day. We come now to the 542-yard par 5 second, renovated in 2010. This hole plays tough. Might need a fairway wood off the tee to avoid mounds down the left side of the fairway. If you go for the green in 2, there are 2 dangerous bunkers to the left of the green. Yeah, that one going to chase down the fairway a little, and it'll wind up perfect. Now, from way down there, a good look at a second to the par 5. Got every bit of that, flew it all the way there and got it to stop. Home in 2 on the par 5. "11 feet away." Safely in for his par, and he'll remain at 1 under through 2 holes of play. So we started with a short par 4, then the par 5 second, now a par 3 here at the 3rd, Frank.
Got an L-shaped green just protected by that bunker on the right, so be very careful where that flag's located.
That's a quality shot right there, just left of the hole, and a birdie opportunity coming up. Oh, right by the hole. The longer putts, you don't mind as much. The short ones, they tend to sting. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. All right, Frank, chance to flex the muscles now. Drivable par 4.
Yeah, only 287 yards to that front right of the green, just under 300 yards all up. Really, if you can't drive the ball on the green, the front bunker's not bad, or just over the back on the right, but well worth a go. Too strong for this hole, eh? Ran out of fairway and into the rough. Big hit, though. This is why so many players today favour distance. Good tee shot down there, nice and close to the green. Even though it's coming out of the rough, excellent chance for a birdie.
Not a problem. That's in for birdie, and that score moves to 2 under par. So, partner, as always, I enjoyed it. Watching golf, calling golf. Let's do it again soon.
We got the best seat in the house, Rich.
So, for Frank Nobilo, Nota Begay III, and Iona Stephen, I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time on EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. EA Sports coverage of the world of golf brings us to TPC Boston in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for this edition of PGA Tour Golf. Alongside Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner, and partner, you and I have called a lot of rounds of golf through the years. I know there's always something that piques your interest. How about today?
Rich, every day brings you a chance to do something special. And when we get to sit in this perch, that's what I look for. And I don't want to see the head going down. I want to see that every single shot is a chance to do something special. That could be a chip. Maybe the chip goes in. Maybe it's a 30-footer that goes in. Maybe a drive gets rifled down the fairway. Do something special.
So after a well-placed drive, this, his second from short range. And that'll do just fine. This a little under 10 feet for birdie. Yes, nicely done. It's in for birdie, and it's into red figures now at 1 under par. Here at the par 5 second hole, just over 540 yards, Frank.
Yeah, keep it to the left of those bunkers. You can play it as a 3-shotter if you're not too ambitious. But, well, why not sort of dangle the little hook out there and have a go at it for 2?
Yeah, all about hitting the fairway here, and that is right where you want to be. Well within range from here, a second now to the par 5. Well, that one had to feel good.
Yeah, it struck it so well. You could see that by the reaction of that ball when it hit the green. Landed so softly.
Ooh, good speed there. That'll leave just a couple of feet. Okay, he'll finish that off from a couple of feet away, and that is a birdie. Hole number 3 here at TPC Boston. It is a par 3. Frank, are you happy walking off with par here?
Well, if you've birdied the first 2 holes, there's a chance here to be greedy.
That one safely on the putting surface. This is a 13-footer. Yes, a good look at that one all the way in. It's a birdie to push that score to 3 under for the round. All right, Frank, now at the 4th hole, this is a chance to flex the muscles. It's a drivable 4.
It is. Well worth the go, but just be careful. If you flare one a little right, just right of those 3 bunkers, there's a little bit of a hazard.
And that was flirting with disaster the whole way, and it's going to wind up hopping into the bunker. The tee shot collected here, now a short one for his second. Okay, a good out, and that's what will remain for birdie. Yes, very methodically done, and that one in for a birdie. Frank, you know what, I think about it. What is it we actually do? And it occurred to me at one point, I sit around most of the afternoon